one of you. Let's look at who all are in the room. Ruchi, Supriya, Garima, Neha, Apurva, Digital Rajendra, Divya, Shweta, Gargi Arya, Arakhi Gupt, Deepali, the life coach. Puja, how are you? Very well, thank you for asking. Good morning, good morning. Super excited for today's enlightenment session number 1. I am also super excited. Enlightenment starts today for some of you and I can't wait to have you go through this beautiful journey of 3 months, almost close to like I like to say 77 days. Good morning, ma'am. You're looking so fresh. Oh, I'm so glad you are calling me looking fresh today because I've just landed from Udaipur last night and has been a crazy week. As you know, I had Iceland, on to Mumbai, on to Jodhpur, on to Udaipur. So it's been one crazy trip, but super fun. Couldn't be more grateful in life for all of my travel. At one point last year, I had said, God, I want to start to treat my house like a guest house and travel a lot. And I think God is fulfilling all my wishes this year. For every single one of you who came for Change Makers, firstly, woo, so excited to have met some of you, so excited to have seen some of you, so excited to have had you in the room. And I really hope you've realized the kind of momentum a program as amazing as Changemakers gives you in your life. You know, all the people who talk about procrastination and talk about I'm not able to do it or I'm not consistent, I say, you know what, keep yourself in the energy of achievers and watch yourself do things that you yourself will be surprised by. I remember there was a point in my life where I had stopped doing courses for the knowledge and I was continuing to do courses only because I needed to remain in the energy of the people who have belief in themselves, who have a vision, who know where they are going, who are successful. Because when you surround yourself with too much of reality or too much of the people who don't really believe in you, one of the things that starts to happen in your energy is you have to put in a lot more effort to do anything in life. So for all of you who came, if you met me, if you clicked photographs with me, I'm so grateful. If you didn't meet me but you made noise for me, I'm even more grateful. Because can I tell you something? I literally felt like my tribe, my goddess tribe was so beautiful, so strong, so encouraging. When I came on stage, it took me like 3 minutes before I could even start talking because of the hooligan behavior by my goddesses, which I absolutely loved. So I called you hooligan goddesses, which I thought was such a fabulous name for my tribe, hooligan goddesses, which means we don't follow no rules and yet we follow all the rules. Like, you know what I mean, right? So thank you for coming. Really appreciate the effort and I really hope that this kind of events start to create a quantum impact or an exponential impact on your life and not just linearly take you towards success but zoom you into it. Yeah? Fabulous. Just reading some of the comments. Nice. Came for Changemakers. It was phenomenal. Saw you from far. Was so happy. Hope to see you up close next time. Well, I really did try my best to come out as much as possible. Come and interact with as many people as I could. Click photos with as many people as I could. But that silver gold VIP, I guess, created a little bit of that, where I could only go till there. And then, I would be rushed back and all of that. But don't worry, the fact that you came, that you experienced the energy, that's all that matters. That you remembered Band-Aid, Dodge and Post-it, love you for that. That only tells me that my work went in. For all of you who are in Goddessverse, already had heard these stories, so I'm not sure if there was any impact as such. But for those of you who were hearing it for the first time, I hope that you're using the Band-Aid, Torch, Post-it in your life as on today. Warmest 25th wedding anniversary, dear Puja Puneet. You know what? I've been celebrating my wedding anniversary for the last 3 months. I don't know how many times, how many people have already wished me and it hasn't even come yet. So it's actually on the 10th of March. For all of you who are wishing me, thank you in advance. Abhi to I am busy making Puneet propose to me everywhere I travel. Very cutely, he'll take my ring only and put it back on my finger only. I'm yet enjoying it. You know me, I'm such a naughty. Ma'am, I feel like I'm not included in any groups and now my younger cousins are getting married and I am not. I feel I don't have any self-worth. Please suggest how can we attract a life partner. Bless you, my dear happy soul 123. I want to actually do a whole special session on just this. So my designer, Bhavna, she's actually suggested a beautiful book called Calling in the One. And it has some fabulous exercises. So anybody who's single in this room, for today, I'm only going to suggest get yourself that book and do every exercise in that book so that you're able to call in that one person that you know was designed for you, made for you, created for you. A lot of times what happens is we felt left out. But happy soul, you know what? I always give the example of this elephant takes 18 months to have a baby, while in the meantime, the dog has 3 litters of babies, right? And a lot of times an elephant can look at the dog and say, you know what, I've been so pregnant for so long, where are my kids? Ye to bacche hi kare ja raha hai. But the truth is, to create an elephant baby is so much more work than having dog babies, correct or no? So sometimes when God wants to give you the best, he tests. And so he may be just testing you. It may be a divine delay. We don't know. So I'm just going to ask you to align yourself in your energy to become the person that you would like to marry. And the more you do that, the more you will attract the kind of man you deserve. Yes? I don't know why today my thing is not setting properly. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Let me... Yeah, better. Now I can read the messages better. Awesome. I hope all of you are doing the challenge. Okay. I can see a lot of you started out with a lot of enthusiasm and are continuing the enthusiasm. That is very good to see. A lot of you started with enthusiasm. My suggestion, get back. Go back to all the challenges. Put the hearts accordingly and get on track in case you got off track. Okay. For every single one of you, I am going to start a singles club. Okay, I have an intention this year to start a singles club where we are going to speak about who we need to become to attract the best man. Okay, and I think that's very, very important in today's day and age. I have almost 4 cousins as on today who are yet not married. Or actually it's become 3. Okay, 3 cousins as on today who are yet not married. One just got married last month, so I'm very happy for her. And you know what? I think we need to work on this a lot more. We need to attract the right kind of boys. Mothers need to raise the right kind of boys. I want to also explain to you what the real issue is and why we should not compromise, even though a lot of times we'll be told that, you know what, just marry. But that's not how it works. Or you're too fussy, or you know, your standards are too high, or you know, the prince is not going to come, or a lot of these kind of things you'll hear. Please don't listen to any of that. I want to speak to you in detail. I want to start my own singles club. Team Life by Design, can you set this intention to start a single women's club? Let's lead it. Let's give every week some exercise for them to do. Let's make them go through a whole complete, course I will build, so that I want you to be able to have the love of your life, because I'm a big believer, beyond my career, beyond the money I earn, beyond the impact I create, to me, my number one value system is love. Okay, if I don't have anyone to love, I know I will feel like I would want that in my life. And I feel like each one of us wants that in our life. And it starts with us loving ourselves. I'm sure you've heard this a lot of times, but I want to show you practically how to do that. Okay, so if you're a single woman, at some point, I'm going to reach out to you, not to worry, on Instagram, so that you can reach out to us and we'll create a whole WhatsApp group and we'll start doing things on that. Just because I feel like, for my own daughters or sons, if I had daughters and the sons I have, I've always told them this, that you know what, beyond everything in your life, the one you share your life with is who makes it worth it. All of your life successes or failures or incidents or circumstances become meaningless if you don't have someone beautiful to share it with. So I want to give you that person. And I know while a lot of people say you should be complete by yourself, I do believe that we've been made to collaborate, we've been made to belong, we've been made to thrive with community and people around us. We were not meant to be single. Okay, this whole singlehood has come into our life because when the masculine was stopping to protect and provide for us, the women had no choice but to become masculine in their energy. And the minute a woman becomes masculine in her energy, one of the things she does is she starts to repel men. because men want to look after the woman, and when we women become super independent, super achievers, automatically men start to go away. So now how to be a super achiever woman and yet have a man to protect and provide for you is really the new conversation that we need to get into. Yes? So happy soul, I hope some of this helps you, and because of you, maybe some of the good things will happen. Nice suit, man. Thank you. Missed meeting you in Mumbai. For all of you who missed meeting me, don't worry, this year there will be a lot of opportunities Success Gyan will be creating, and as well as within my tribe, I will be having a lot of live events. I'm going to be starting to travel a lot for events. So just remain open to whatever is happening, and whenever you can, come and meet me. And please do not be polite in not coming to meet me, because you always see me surrounded. You're going to have to little bit push your way to get to me, but I will make it worth it for you. Okay, so just make sure you push your way and come to me. I wanted to see so many more of you, but I couldn't, because you didn't come because you thought I'm so surrounded. तो क्या हुआ यार, अभी तो मैं और ही और surrounded होंगी भगवान की बला से. Ashita, it was so lovely meeting you at Changemakers. Yes, I was there, first time saw you in person. How lovely, Kaveri, so happy. Good morning, Puja ma'am, so lovely to see you. Seeing you is bliss. Oh, love you, Miri Shipra. Oh, I'm so glad you loved it. Hi Jagannath, I know you've been telling me to include men in all my programs, and you are trying to manifest that. I really hope that it happens at some point, but abhi to nahi ho raha, sweetie. Loved the hooligan goddesses. Ma'am, can you suggest some books for couples getting married to make their relationship better and beautiful? Priyanka Kumari, this is the first time in how many years now? I've been doing this for almost 11-12 years, where I have decided to take it upon myself to create tiny courses around, how to orient yourself into a new house, the kind of questions to ask your spouse or your fiance or the person you're dating right now to decide whether to marry them or not, what to do in the first year, which I call the dream shattering year, unfortunately, but that's the name I've given it, and how to manage your first year and the disappointments of the first year, what to do in the second year, what to do in the third year, by third year, why you need to start to get set and have clearer boundaries. So all of this conversation is going to be a lot more prevalent. I'm going to go super deep with my community around relationships, especially the love relationship, which is your partner spouse relationship, and I'm going to cover a lot of other relationships also, being in-laws, siblings, parents, and parenting, so your child. Priya, meeting you is an emotion. किस लेवल का कॉम्प्लीमेंट है ये? 1000 kisses. I did everything. I made noise also. I clicked photo with you also. I'm so grateful. Nisa, it was so lovely meeting you, Mary Jan, and for every single one of you who did that, so sweet. Can you please show us your earrings? This is actually from my middle sister-in-law for one of my birthdays. They are a Ferragamo earring. I think they gave it to me about 10 years ago, and I still tend to wear them a lot because I'm very fond of pearls. So anything that has a pearl in it, somehow I tend to maintain it better than without pearls, because pearls is one of my weaknesses. I like that. Show me your earrings. Yeah, given by Savan Surbi, that is Puneet's younger brother and his wife. I was not able to take a snap with you in Changemakers. Let's give it all a positive twist. If you met me, great. If you met me and hugged me, superb. If you met me, hugged me, got a kiss from me, even better. If you met me, hugged me, got a kiss and got a photo, even better. Whatever you didn't get, yours is due now. Okay? Just imagine it as like I owe you a debt. How cool is that, no? That I owe you. Let's keep it as an I owe you. Okay? So every single one of you who came for Changemakers but did not get something out of these four, or half of this four, or none of this four, I owe you. So from today onwards, just know Puja owes you, okay? I'm never going to be able to complete all of my debt, but I'm going to try my best that every single time, every single person that I meet, I'm able to thoda sa, you give me so much love. The least I can give is that 5 seconds to you. So my heart breaks that I can't hug, kiss, click photo with every single person. When I lost my job, saw you, listened to your lives and got so much energy. I'm so happy to hear that. I was there and you were the most amazing. Karima, so kind of you. I met your husband and your parents. Woohoo! Puneet sir, yes. How to attract a life partner feels like my manifestations don't work. Don't worry, I am coming for you, darling. Oh, I'm loving it that you guys remember the band-aid, the torch and the post-it notes. That was the whole purpose, that even if you forget everything else, if you just remember the 3 key points, you've remembered my speech. Okay, let's move into Q&A. Otherwise, I'll only be enjoying or celebrating the success of change makers. It was such a fabulous day, and for all of you who didn't come, you owe me now. Okay, just the way I owe the people who came, the hug, the kiss, the photograph, you owe me. If you didn't show up for the change makers, promise me next time whenever Success Gan or I have an event, I would love for you to be able to make it. Because you know what, COVID is over. We now need to start to meet in person. Person to person energy is way greater in transformation than just Zoom. While Zoom is a beautiful way to continue your knowledge learning through the year, I think every now and then you must meet in person for it to get, cemented inside of you, hai na? Okay, let's get into questions. Priyam is saying, but I'm taking a stand for me, but he can't tolerate this. He always threatens me that he will commit suicide, and he's already attempted it 2 times in the past year. Help me, ma'am. So Priyam, I think one of the most important things to understand is that anyone who blackmails you, finds something to blackmail you, till the time you keep on giving into the blackmail, you will keep empowering those people. Okay, you have to let it go and say, I am not in charge. He is an adult. He has to live his life. I am not in charge of making sure that he lives. Otherwise, he'll keep using this against you. For so many years, the first 5 years of my marriage, I used to keep telling Puneet, if you don't do this, I will leave you and go. If you don't do this, I will leave you and go. And he used to say, please, please, please don't go. Please don't go. Please don't go. And then I remember a time came where one day he said, actually, tu ja. I can tell you that day to today, I have never gone. Okay. So there's a reason why he's not succeeding in his suicide. Can I tell you why? Because they are not meant for that. They are meant to threaten you. Okay, and if an adult chooses to do so, please know that it is not for you to take personal responsibility of that, because no one in this world should be able to blackmail you. When a lot of parents come to me, they speak a lot about all of this to me. That, what if my child, I say no to him to not go to the party or not go to that college or not go for, a trip. And what if he commits suicide? I said, what, if every decision of yours is going to get decided by your child saying either you give me this or I'll commit suicide, then you are a puppet in the hands of the child. I don't even know if this is the right kind of parenting. And the same I'm going to tell you, if you are currently with a man who is currently using this tactic to control you, then remember it is a tactic, okay? And that such people, the more you entertain them, the more they will control you, the more they will scare you, the more attempts they will have. So I want you to get out of this and start to tell him that, what, if you use the suicide line, at that point itself, I will retreat and I have nothing to do with you. Okay, I know a friend of mine who literally divorced her husband because he kept threatening her, and eventually she just told the cops that this is the threat that he's constantly having on me, to which they were very clear that, what, you just give this to us in writing and you are in no way going to be blamed for if he ends up doing something, because clearly he is blackmailing you. So cute. It was miraculous. We enjoyed a lot and the hug was just oof. Oh, so sweet. How to get over the fears while manifesting. So Ishika, I think when manifesting, there are a few things you have to keep in mind. One is what you're asking for you will get, but how you're asking for you will not get. And I think understanding this is a very huge part of manifesting. So let's say you go and pray for a cake. Guess what God is going to give you? God is going to land up giving you flour, butter, oven, baking sheet, vanilla essence. He's going to give you everything. Guess what he's not going to give you? A cake. Okay, so a lot of times I feel like what's happening is that when we are praying for whatever we are praying for, or when we are manifesting whatever we are manifesting, we don't only want it, we want it the way we are thinking we want it. But you know what? God knows better for you. So a lot of time we are praying for courage. Guess how God gives us courage? By putting situations in our life that require courage. Now, a situation that requires courage will normally be a negative situation, correct? And you'll be thinking, here I'm asking God for courage and look what he's doing to me, he's putting more fear. No, it is the outbeating of the fear that will give you the courage, correct or no? So that's why I think one of the things that we have to start to understand is that the window through which you are praying is not the window through which you will get your blessing. It's going to be a completely different window, and most of us don't have the eyes to recognize our manifestations because we were expecting it in one certain way. Which is why after every manifestation of mine, you will hear me saying this if you've come for the awakening course or any of my manifesting courses, where I will say things like, you know what, this or something better. Godji, give me this or something better. In every prayer, even when I asked for Puneet, I was 18 years old, and I remember I did not know whether I should marry this man or not. I knew he was my dream man, but I also knew he had come in 5 years too early. And in my heart, I knew I wanted to marry him, but I also in my heart knew that if I marry him, then you know what, all I had dreamt of achieving in my life is all going to go. So I couldn't just decide which way to go. So I remember putting 2,000 rupees in an envelope and sending it through a friend of mine to Tirupati with a note in that thing saying, Godji, you know best, you decide. You know, so this or something better. I want to marry him, but I'm not sure. So you guide me, you help me, and then show me signs. And then I saw so many signs. I remember I used to go to this temple in New Friends Colony when I used to live in Delhi, and I used to go there all the time with my friends, with my brother's friends, with my brothers, so many times with so many people. That day when I went to the temple, by chance Puneet was in Delhi. That time he had come down to see me or something. I can't remember exactly for what. And we entered the temple, and immediately the Panditji got up and took out the Mata ki dupatta chunni and put it on me. I had gone to that temple 100 times before. How come never before that Mata ki chunni came onto me? That dupatta told me that God was telling me something. So it's just so crazy that when in life we are not able to manifest what we want, it's because we are not seeing it the way we need to see it. Okay, so when you want to start to manifest and you are feeling fearful, just start to go more into faith. So ask for your manifestation, and after that start to build your faith. So the prayer you need to have, instead of asking for the thing that you're asking for, let's say you want to manifest a car. I'm just giving you some random example, but if you want to manifest a car, I want you to once ask for the car and then stop asking for the car. Now you know what you need to do? Now you need to keep asking God for, God, give me the faith and the patience to stay in the surrender till I receive my car. Give me the faith and the patience to stay in my surrender till I get the car. So now what you're doing is you're building your belief. The stronger your belief, the faster your manifestation. Okay? This is how you handle your fear. I hope you've understood what I'm trying to tell you here. Yeah? God bless you, Ishika. Puja, Jasmine Nanavati is asking, Puja, it's a mixed emotion for my daughter who finally got her visa and is moving to US soon. Though I know everything is happening best, but not able to control my emotions. Please help. Jasmine, it is only natural to feel this. I mean, how can you be happy and excited about her leaving? Because while you are happy for her, guess who's going to be making the sacrifice? You. So you have to acknowledge the fact that, you know what, you love your child, so your child's betterment will always come first because you're a selfless mother. Having said that, you too as a mother have emotions and you're going to miss her. It's literally like losing your best friend, right? She's going away. And whatever said and done, the distance does create, I mean, I miss my children all the time. I can tell you this. I just woke up this morning today and I was just like terribly missing them. And I was just like, Puneet, even though we spent so much time with our children when they were 3, 4, 5, 6, that I enjoy every holiday, I enjoyed being with them, I feel like if I had to redo that period again, I would still put in double the effort if I knew this is what I would be sitting and feeling here today. So I don't know if we ever really get over our own children. So I think you need to honor both. I need you to understand that this is not a contradiction. It is not that either you are sad or you are happy. You can totally be happy for her and be totally sad for yourself, and that's normal. Okay? So see if you can just make this normal. And if you want to cry, go into the bathroom and cry. The one thing you don't want to do is make your child feel guilty in any form. So I even refrain from telling my children, I miss you. I'll always use sentences like I'm thinking of you, because miss has a tonality of you need to do something about it. Thinking of you has no tonality like that. So I'm very choosy even with the words that I use when I'm speaking to my children, so that they never feel like they are responsible for my happiness. Mummy is very happy. You never have to worry about mummy's happiness. Mummy will look after herself. But yes, mummy misses the babies all the time. And Jasmine, join my club of, children being abroad. Dr. Aman is asking, Pooja, I have a question. One of my clients is in an extramarital affair and he's considering it right, and at the same time has kept it a secret from his wife as a coach. Is it my duty to show him its consequences in the future? So Aman, one of the things we are not is the moral police, okay? We are not anybody's moral police. Everyone is making decisions from their adult mind, right? So one thing you have to understand, you are not liable or responsible in any way for the decisions that he's making. Having said that, this is impacting his life in some ways where he has to take responsibility for it, which clearly he is. Okay, so he's going to be hiding it from his wife, because of which what happens, you become inauthentic. You're not an authentic person. When you're not an authentic person, guess what you can't do? Manifest. All your affirmations don't work, because if you're continuously lying to yourself and to others, which is what happens when you're having an extramarital affair, you become not in sync with your body goes out of balance, out of harmony. Okay, so everything that you're working with him on his life will start to have a piece of this in it, which is eventually fear will take over, eventually consequences will happen. So he needs to understand all of that, and still if he chooses to, then it's up to him. I have a lot of clients who've chosen to be in double relationships, they're more concerned about the children than the spouse, who've chosen to, and I keep telling them that, you know what, these are choices you're making, but in life, it never pays. All of this will not pay. So just be careful, I just hope that you don't move into regret that the people who mattered most you neglected for the people who were just a mirage. And a lot of people I have seen go into deep regret that when those relationships get over, they realize that the real people to neglect yoga in the process. So always concerned and worried for it. But it's not our job to be the moral police. This is their job. Our job is only to show them. Yes, you can show them what is right, what is wrong according to you. And if they still feel that they want to continue, or if they still feel like they have a justification in their head that's working for them, they are adults, right? Priyanka Patil, why do we get attached to some people in a short period of time and then suffer from pain? So Priyanka, one of the things that happens is that in a short period of time, both the people have shown each other the best version of themselves, okay? So when both the people have shown the best version of themselves, guess what? We are not in reality, we are in an illusion of what that person is like. Spend another year or two with this person and you will see all of the illusion falling apart and reality coming out, only for you to realize at some point that, oh my God, I was better off without them. Okay, a lot of times that also happens. So till you are in the illusion phase, this whole desire, love, crush, God has chemically made us in that manner that in the beginning we are meant to get attracted to people. Girl, boy, doesn't matter, because sometimes we get attracted to even new friendships, true or not, because that's how we are designed. Okay, so I think that's why a lot of times when young girls come to me and say, I've dated him for 3 months and I feel like I'm super serious about him, I'm like, take your time, don't be in any hurry. Once a yes is always a yes, but till you say a yes, take your time, because you know what, let some of the real stuff come out. Yesterday I was in Udaipur celebrating 25 years of friendship with we are a gang of 6, very, very close. And we've stood the test of time. So many people came, so many people went. But you know what? The 6 of us remained. Now, I won't say that there was no unch neech in that 25 years, or I won't say that, nothing ever went wrong. What I do know is all the illusions have gone away, and who we love now is actually the person who's standing in front of us, and not in our imagination who we think they should be. And I think test of time is a very essential part of otherwise you will suffer in pain, because you'll keep on comparing your real relationships with the illusion of the relationship that you are seeing right now, because it's a new relationship. Sneha, how to proceed in a career of nutrition and dietitian, because I have just completed my degree in food therapy and nutrition. Sneha, I would love to help you. I have a beautiful program called Coaching Mastery happening on the 6th and 7th of April. See if you can take out those 2 days and let me show you the entire business of coaching. So bring your topic and let me show you how to position yourself in the market, how to promote yourself in the market, how to package your entire courses or whatever it is that you're planning to create, and how to price yourself, and how to create processes that will serve you in the long run. So I want to help you set up your entire business around being a dietitian and a nutritionist. Okay, so if you have the time, 6th and 7th of April, just make a note, be in touch with Gunjan. Gunjan's number will be put underneath this, and come for Coaching Mastery, Meri Jaan. Coach Abida, how to deal with overwhelm, as sometimes it becomes too much being an entrepreneur and a homemaker at the same time. A few things, Abida. One is letting go of perfectionism. Okay, so I feel like a lot of who I am today is because I have let go of trying to be Miss Perfect, which a lot of us women are. Actually, perfectionism is a sign of insecurity. It is not a sign of high standards, which we imagine it to be. It is that we don't want other people to judge us, so that we don't get embarrassed or shamed. So therefore, we always need to be perfect. We get overwhelmed because there's too much to do, but you start to delegate some of that stuff. You'll start to see that, you know what, even at 70%, a lot of things done is great. I have a guest coming right after this Insta Live, and I just went into the guest bedroom, and the cover on the bed was not up to the kind of cover I would have liked on the bed. Immediately I called the staff and I said, look, put something better. I'm going to come back and this thing. I want water here, I want this, I want that. I've given the instructions and come away. But I know that there's a perfectionist in me who wants the house to look a certain way all the time. But you know what? My guest doesn't even know what bed cover is supposed to be there. So can you see how we make our life itself very hard? So the first thing I'd love for you to do is start to look at really where it matters and where it doesn't matter. Okay, there are things that matter and there are things that don't matter. And when we put in too much energy on the things that don't matter, things that matter get neglected and we are not able to prioritize correctly. The second point is prioritize correctly, which means really sit down and make a list of what's most important, what's urgent, what's important and urgent, and start to know which ones to do first and which ones to do later. A lot of times I feel like we put artificial deadlines on our own self and then grumble about how we are procrastinating. No. So when I had to go for change makers. One day before that, I woke up because I just landed from Iceland. My mind was not there. And I was like, Puneet, I don't have an outfit. So when did I go buy the outfit for change makers? The night before. So at 5 o'clock in the evening, I have gone, picked up the outfit to wear it the next morning. That's literally what the case was, right? So now for somebody that would be like, oh God, Puja, you're so last minute. For someone, it will be, oh God, okay, she landed from Iceland, she got her outfit, she wore it, she looked gorgeous, bas, ho gaya. Correct? Now, some of us want things done much before time, and that's where trouble happens. Okay? So, I'd love for you to look at, are you really procrastinating, or are you just prioritizing in a manner where you call it procrastination, but everything gets done, it just gets done last minute. That's totally okay. And third is, remember, you can drop all that you do and eat chips and watch Netflix if you want. The fact that you've chosen to be an entrepreneur and a homemaker is what's making you special. Now, after you make that choice, when you complain about that choice, isn't that unfair on yourself? I want to travel. I want to run my house a certain way. I want to attend every Success Gyan event and be, a master with them. These are all choices I have made. I had the option of choosing to sit at home, raise children and enjoy myself. It's not a choice I've made. I'm very proud of the women who make that choice, but it's just not who I am. I choose to I want to serve the world in my life. I want to leave a legacy. It's something that's important to me, right? Now, I can't make that choice and then complain, oh my God, I've just landed from Iceland, now I have to go to Mumbai. I've just come to Mumbai and now I have to go to Udaipur. I have to do all of that because I choose to do all of that. And like my son or Dr. DeMartini puts it, we get to do it. We are so lucky. See, Abida, if you can move your mindset to, instead of overwhelm, start to say, I'm so lucky I get to do it. I'm so lucky I get to be an entrepreneur and a homemaker. I'm so lucky I get to wake up in the morning, be there for my house, look after my house also, and go and serve the world also. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. Just start to say this to yourself, because a lot of times overwhelm is our mind complaining against what the choices we've made. When you start to handle your mind and you start to fill it up with gratitude, you'll start to see the overwhelm reducing. Like, I've landed today and in 6 days I'm leaving again. And I have only 6 days to launch everything that I have asked people. So I'll be doing Sisterverse this coming Monday. I have a GBD getting launched today. I have reels to be made this week. There's so much to be done. I can either choose to look at it and say, oh God, I'm so overwhelmed. I have so much to do. Or I can just feel blessed that, oh my God, how many people do you know who can work as hard and party as hard as me? And I'm so lucky because these are the choices I have personally made. Now, I shouldn't complain against the exact choice. Nobody's asking me to travel the way I travel. Nobody's asking me to work the way I work. I work very, very hard, much more than most people. I party, or rather travel, more than most people. These are choices I have made. Abida, this is a choice you are making. When you make choices and you complain against it, God gets very confused. कि पहले तो pray करके मांगा था कि मेरे को और clients दो, मुझे और काम दो, मुझे और पैसा दो. तो जब मांगा था, अब जब लोग दे रहे हैं, जब मेरे को इतने courses launch करने पड़ रहे हैं, तो उस वक्त मैं अगर complain करूंगी तो भगवान बोलेगा, यार make up your mind, तेको चाहिए क्या? Same thing will happen with you. Allah is going to ask you, चाहिए क्या? Sweetheart, make up your mind, है ना? So from today onwards, when you are in overwhelm, firstly feel very grateful कि I am an overachieving woman, because only an overachiever can feel overwhelmed. Lazy people never feel overwhelmed. वो तो bored हैं, right? उनकी बड़ी problem क्या होती है? Life is so boring. There's nothing to watch on Netflix. There's nothing to do the whole day today. They are bored people. I would rather you live in overwhelm than in boredom any day. Okay, I feel very proud of the women who live in overwhelm, because it's an instant teller for me that you are an overachiever, that you are a very high standard woman, that you are someone who will leave something substantial to this world. You are someone for who it matters, your identity, your financial freedom, your respect, it matters to you, your dignity matters to you. I am so proud of you. Hello, women in my tribe, please always be overwhelmed. I'll handle your overwhelm. You just be an overachiever. ठीक है? Priya, ma'am, I'm not able to visually visualize. Okay. So Priya, a lot of people are not able to, from their mind's eye, be visual. The best thing to do is become a writer. Okay. What you can't visualize, you can write out. So see if you can, in your description, write out, I was wearing a red coat, it had a striped white and black shirt, or just start to describe or paint a picture like how I like to call it, right? So a lot of times Jack, when he used to make us do some guided visualizations, and in the room, let's say some people were not able to follow the guided visualization, he would then later call that batch of some, out of the 500, maybe 50, 60 were like that, who were not able to see it in their mind's eye as he was trying to show them. Then he would sit down and make them write it out. Then explain this whole situation. Okay, now you're walking on a path. What color is the path? See if you can draw it out if you're an artist. It doesn't have to be visual. You can even do, okay, see if you can, note it down, or if you can feel it, if you can just feel the feeling, if you can experience it, if you can hear it. There are so many different senses God has given us. You highlight other senses in case your visual sense is not to the level that you would have liked it to be, right? I love writing things out. So a lot of times before I visualize anything, I first like to describe it on paper. It gives me a lot of clarity, and then I make the movie. It's like scripting before making the movie. When you start to script before making the movie becomes so much easier. Okay, so try it. Anita Gupta, how do you manage to be so humble, so kind, so warm to each and every single soul? I want to be like you when I have my community. Please share tips. Anita, I can guarantee you will be exactly like me, and the reason I'm able to do all of this is because this is what I want. I want you to learn this from me so that you can go be that person in your tribes, in your communities, in your families, in whichever way, wherever you can. I would love for you to show up in that energy. I think the world we live in is so judgmental. And I have a huge problem with that, okay? It hurts my heart that God created me and you, and who am I to judge you when God does not judge you in creating you? And how can I judge my God? Because when you judge someone's creation, you actually judge the creator. True or not? Who am I to judge? I am here to love. That is the mission of my life. The mission of my life is to love enough, because the way love heals, no fixing can. A lot of us here think, let me fix my children, fix my husband, fix my in-laws, fix my staff, fix my friends. If they did this, it would be better. If they did this, it would be better. Instead of loving them, we got busy judging them. And the day you stop judging and you start loving, you just see how every flower around you, every person around you will blossom to its best degree. And that's been my life's biggest lesson or biggest learning. So for me, it comes very naturally to love, because my love for my God is so great. And whatever you want to call it, universe or cosmic intelligence or conscious energy, whatever you want to call it, I just believe that there is a lot of perfection in the imperfection that we see around, whether it is in nature or it is in people, that there is a certain amount of perfection in that imperfection. And when you develop the eyes to see the perfection in the imperfection, judgment falls. Then there is no judgment, because you know what? Everyone is doing the best that they can. And when we live with that assumption, we will never know whether that's true or not. But when we live in that assumption, our life is better because of that. And I just believe that when someone gives me love, when someone gives me that faith and surrender, that Puja, I trust you with my life, I'm willing to listen to what you have to say and follow it to improve my life, I think the least I can do is not judge them. There was a time I remember in my life where a few people who came into my room I wasn't so fond of. And that night when I slept, I felt so guilty, because I said they are willing to surrender to a teacher, but the teacher is so busy judging them that she's not willing to teach. Like how small I felt that day in front of my own people, because it was like, why Puja and how Puja can you think like that? So to every single one of you here, if you are a part of my tribe, I hope someday a person comes up to you and says, are you from Puja's tribe? And you go, yeah, but how did you know? And they say, your kindness told me. You can't be this kind if it wasn't for Puja's tribe. That people start to recognize us as goddesses just by the level of kindness at which we operate. So for every single one of you, if you were amazed at meeting me the other day or feeling this way, that you're thinking like this, then I just want you to know, I hope someday someone gets amazed by you. Okay, and all you need to do is have more faith in the God G that created you, created this other person, and the day we can stop judging and start loving more, because we don't know what people in their life are going through, life will just become so much better for us, not only for the person who's getting judged or not getting judged, but for us personally. Because when we drop judgments, we fill our heart with love. And my heart was this size when I started this work, and today I feel like it's bigger than my body also. So I want each one of you to experience that kind of size of heart, where while the world is busy judging, Puja's tribe doesn't judge. Puja's tribe only loves. And when you meet me today evening in enlightenment, I'm going to give you all of the mindsets of how not to judge and only love. So today evening session for everyone who's coming for enlightenment, Goddess Lemuria, if you know that goddess, she's the goddess of joy, goddess of love, goddess of non-judgment. So you're going to love the session today evening. All right, it's 10:49. I want to announce, last time I had said that for those of you who put your takeaways, I'm going to give the book. Remember, we used to do that earlier. So for all of you who have put your takeaways, let me just go to that app. Yeah. You will get the UTGC, the Unlocking the Golden Cage book from me. So the 3 members who did the most fabulous job of putting up my photo as well as sharing the takeaways was Sonali Joshi Nayak, Monisha Happiness _ Life Coach, and Serene Soul Exchange. Massive congratulations to all 3 of you. We will be sending you the question to get your address, and once we get your address, you will receive my book Unlocking the Golden Cage, which is also, I think, available on either Amazon or Flipkart. You'll have to check, but if not, you can also get it by winning it from me directly. So massive congratulations to all 3 of you, Sonali, Monisha and Serene Soul. If you are here, thank you. And for those of you who don't know about this challenge, if you would love to win my book, all you need to do is take a picture of me and then put in the your story what it is that you learned from me today. So what was that one thing, that you want to do differently in your life, which you think will improve your life? So your biggest takeaway, keh lo. Some of you write paragraphs and paragraphs. My suggestion, try to look for one takeaway from every life. Okay, instead of making it too many, try to look for one. What was your today's biggest takeaway? What was that one thing? Because it's that one thing that changes our life actually. Yeah? Super. Let me go right to the bottom. How do you keep this energy? If you keep this much energy 24/7, if yes, how? Let no one fool you into believing that any human being can work without recharge, okay? So a lot of times we see one side of the person. You're not seeing me sleeping. You're not seeing me resting. You're not seeing me getting my foot massages done. You're not seeing me relaxing. So please know that for anything to operate, living or non-living, they need a recharge, right? And living though definitely needs more recharge than even a non-living thing. True or not? So I think when you are passionate about what you do, energy comes from source. So I'm a big believer, it's not the food, it's not the drinks, it's not the vitamins, it's not the rest. It is all because I am doing the work I was meant to do on this planet. And whenever in life you'll see someone doing the work they are meant to do, there will be a certain amount of admiration you will have on their dedication. So when you admire someone's dedication, just also know that they are doing something they absolutely enjoy. I mean, I can do this from any part of the world. If I get to connect with my tribe, I love my tribe so much. I love all of you so much that sometimes it will be difficult for you to believe that how can Puja love us when she doesn't even know us. But the real truth is, that's really my truth. My truth is, I love you because of the faith and surrender you give me. You're giving me one hour every week, in a world where we don't have 5 seconds attention span on social media, you are willing to give me 1 hour. What can I be but grateful for you? True or not? So that's from where my energy comes from. You start to live your highest values, things that matter to you. You know, listen to Dr. D. Martini the other day. He had come in Change Makers and spoke so beautifully on the concept of highest value. When we live in our highest value, that means we do more of what we enjoy and love to do, and we do less of what we don't like to do. When we start to create a life, I don't cook. Somebody may look at me and say, "Oh, Pooja, देखो gas नहीं on करनी आती." You can judge me all for it if you like. But you know what? I will not waste a minute, because I know the minute or the day I have to cook, I will be a complaining person. If I turn into a complaining person, guess where my energy will go? Negative. Then what I will be doing? I will be dragging myself from room to room. There are days when I still drag myself because I don't want to do something. But the best thing is when you can link it. If there are things in your life that you have to do, see if you can start to link it. Like a lot of women who come to me say, "I'm in a job, but I love to be a coach." So I tell them that, you know what, your job is going to enable you to become a coach, for you to be able to make the payments, for you to be able to work the weekends. So start to value your job, because it's going to help you become a coach. Don't value it directly, value it indirectly. So there are some things in your life you're doing because you love doing them. There are some things you do in your life because if you don't do those things, you can't do the things you love most. Correct? So that combination needs to happen. See if today you can make a list of all the things you have to do, all the things that you choose to do, all the things that you're grateful or get to do. And when you split the lists, see if you can spend more time in the things you love to do, choose to do, get to do, versus the things that you are having to do, even if they are very, very important. I remember there was a time where I had to teach my children because they were in class 4, 5, 6, and every day sitting down to teach them used to be a relationship strain between me and them. And at some point I realized this is not bringing out the best of them, it's not bringing out the best in me, and I decided I wanted to put a tuition teacher for my children. And I can tell you, the day I put a tuition teacher, because I was not fond of teaching them, while I loved traveling with them, taking them to the zoo, taking them to the beach, taking them to the museum, that was my way of educating them. Studies was never, though I was very good in studies in school, studies was not my priority in life. Very early, I think I understood that chemistry, geography and science is not what makes a person unless that's their field, right? So when I did that, I remember instantly my relationship with my children improving, because guess what? What I valued least, even though it was so important, I delegated. I would love for you to start to look at your life and say, what is it I need to delegate? And then do whatever it takes to reach a place where you're able to delegate it or link it. Okay, one of the two. कितने सारे questions. I'm so sorry. I wish I could take every question. I feel so bad closing Insta Lives without answering everyone's questions. Please share your hair care tips. Literally आज तो मैं बस सुबह धो के, because 4 दिन से धो ही नहीं थे, धो के तो आ गई हूँ. आज मेरे पास कोई hair care tips नहीं है. Avi Arya sir is here. Oh, how lovely. Hi Avi, thank you for coming the other day at Change Makers. It was such a lovely moment to have met you. I was going to feel so bad if I hadn't met you. I know we literally met at the tail end of the day, but I was just happy that we got to meet. Alright, on that note, I'm going to end for today. Thank you everyone for coming. Loads of love. Bye everyone. Take care. Enjoy. Have a great day. Love you. And for those of you who've joined Enlightenment, see you in the evening. Ciao. Bye.